Hey there boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to another video. This time around, thanks to my sponsor Gamesplant, I will review for you guys Dark Souls 3. So, as many players and fans of the series were a little disappointed by Dark Souls 2, it seems like the third part of the series will make fans of the first part happy again. Let's talk a little bit about the story first of all. I don't want to spoil much, but as always, the stories in Dark Souls, they seem a little or very unrevealing. Once again, you're one of the undead, a Ashen one this time around, who was awakened because of a special incident. This incident was because the 5 lords have left their thrones, so as always, if you want to unfold the full story of Dark Souls, you have to pay attention to every little detail in the game, otherwise you might be missing out on something along the way. So it really makes sense to once again pay attention to your surroundings and explore the Dark Souls melancholic but beautifully crafted world. There are many things you will get to recognize again, maybe from earlier games or from things you've already seen in the game. This really helps with the immersion and makes the world so much more believable. So make sure to watch out for every gorgeous view ahead and praise the sun while you're at it. And even if you forget to do so, don't trust me, the signs along the way will definitely tell you to do so as well. Let's be serious, Dark Souls can be a very hard game. Of course, there are those who dedicate their life to master the game, but yet again, the game loves to play off the player's confidence, or sometimes even cockiness in some situations, in order to punish them right when they think they got it. The mechanics are basically the same as we had in the previous Dark Souls games: you die. No, but for real, you'll die a lot. I mean, it's Dark Souls after all. So nothing much has changed, you will get punished for every little mistake, and the boss fights are still amazing as always. You still choose a starting class, which due to its gear more than its skills is kind of important in the beginning of the game, but in the end every class can pretty much become everything that it wants to be. This of course happens by leveling up and exchanging souls for new stats or for better gear at the Firelink Shrine. So you can basically do or start doing that after you've gone through the little tutorial section of the game. And in the fights, you'll have to learn the moves of the enemies, you have to learn their strengths and their weaknesses, and same goes for your strengths and weaknesses as well, or better said, the ones of your character, otherwise you won't be able to adapt and to win. Of course, in Dark Souls we always have certain patterns and moves of every enemy, and you will have to learn how to counter them, and you have to learn when you have to basically dodge them or block them. So you really want to be able to adjust to what's actually happening in the game. From a graphics point of view, Dark Souls 3 looks really nice. While I didn't think that the previous 2 titles did look all that great, I'm really amazed at the atmosphere which the game is creating. Everything seems to be fitting and just enhances the overall pictures, starting by your character, over the enemies, to the environment. So, on my system, which is an i7-4970K with a GTX 970 and 16GB of RAM, the game ran maxed out at a stable 60 FPS, but also locked FPS. Which was absolutely fine though, because since it's third person, everything worked out great. So from a sound point of view, the sound also was very on point. The effects of the fights, they seem to be very crisp and precise, and they can also help you with that in combat to actually know when you have to block and, or better said, give you more tactile feedback of what's actually happening in the game. Besides that, the sound, or better said, the music is handled very sparsely, which really helps to make it more outstanding when it's finally happening. So every time, basically, when you have a heavy encounter or a story-driven element, you fight a big boss or something gets revealed, you will have some pretty cool music in the background, which really, once again, helps to push that moment. All in all, I was very pleased with Dark Souls 3 and really did remind me of everything I loved about playing in the first game. So if you were disappointed by Dark Souls 2, but you loved Dark Souls 1, I would highly recommend you guys to check out the third part as well. If you're completely new to the franchise, but you love a challenging game, go right ahead and get it. And maybe even play the other parts while you're at it. However, if you're a fan of casual games that hold your hand, then Dark Souls 3 is not really the game for you, but I guess everyone who heard of Dark Souls before already knows that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to check out my sponsor in the description if you want to get the game at a lower price. But I think it's pretty tough now, so once again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and Lucky Skillfaker out.